Good morning, all of you. Myself, Anil Tripathi from US Academy and Institute, Gorakhpur. Today we will learn computer software. And in this chapter, we will learn what is software, what is the relation between software and hardware, how many type of software, etc. Now, firstly, we have to learn component of computer system. Mainly, computer system consists two component. First one is hardware and second one software. Computer system is a collection of combination of two main components. One is hardware and second is software. So, what is hardware? As you all know, all the physical peripheral devices, all the devices, all the hardware known as hardware. Computer hardware is any physical device such as a keyboard, mouse, printer, plotter, thermal, scanner. These are the hardware. You have learned anything that we can touch, see, that is physical appearance. Physically we can see, that is a hardware. And what is computer software? Software is a collection of programs that perform a specific task. It opposed to the physical component of the system. Means software is a collection of program that perform a specific task and opposed to the physical component of the system. Means perform the specific task and as well as software opposed to the hardware also. And instruction. What is a program? Software is a collection of program. Software is a collection of program that perform a specific task. So what is a program? Program is a set of instructions. Program is a set of instruction. You have a problem. What is instruction? Mainly we are using a programming language to develop the program or software. Any software or program developed by using a programming language, that is known as programming language. And the person who developed the program or software, that become as a programmer or software developer. So, when we start writing the source code using a programming language, each line of the code is known as an instruction. The program is a set of instruction. So, each line of the code known as instruction. So, now you have learned computer system consists two main part, two main component, hardware and software. Now, we are going to learn the relationship between the hardware and software. Computer system consists two main component, hardware and software. So, we can say hardware and software both are closely related. Without software, hardware cannot perform any task. Hardware is nothing. And without hardware, software how will act? So, computer software controls computer hardware means software control the hardware. These two components are complementary and cannot act independently. Means without hardware, software nothing. Without software, hardware nothing. Means both are complementary, both are act one another. In order of the computer effectively manipulate data and produce useful output, its hardware and software must work together. Means both are working together. Suppose that if you want to take any printout, if you have given the print command and you are not having the printer, can you produce the printout? No. Suppose that you have printer but your software is not working properly, how the printer will take the printout? Means both are working together, both are closely related. Now I am going to describe how the computer system work, how we are performing the task, how the hardware and software are closely related. In this image, in this picture, you can see at the top one user, we are as a user. User always use application software. User always use application software such as Word, Excel, Access, Photoshop, MS Access, Tally. These are the application software. So user use application software, and application software controlled by the operating system, because operating system provide the platform to run all other application software. So any command given by the user throughout the application software, because user use the application software, so user will pass the command throughout using application software. That command accepted by the operating system, then operating system send the instruction or control the hardware to perform the specific task that is given by the user. Means application software cannot operate any hardware directly. Application software cannot act, cannot control, cannot use any hardware directly. Hardware always controlled by the operating system. So in this way, our computer system perform the task. Now next, classification. After knowing what is hardware, what is software, we are going to learn how many type of software. I have described, I have classified the type of software throughout the graph, throughout the chart, throughout the image, because easily you can learn it, you can examine, you can enhance. Software is mainly two types. Software is mainly two types: system software and application software. Software is two types: system software, application software. Then system software is classified into three types: operating system, language processor, and device driver or utilities software. And again, language processor is three types: compiler, interpreter, assembler. Means assembler, interpreter and compiler. Second hand, application software is three types: general purpose application software, special purpose application software and customized application software. Now again you can learn. Software is two type: system software, application software. System software is three type: operating system, language processor, and third one utility software. Then again, language processor is three type: assembler, second interpreter, and third compiler. In second hand, application software is three type: general purpose application software, special purpose application software, and customized application software. Now I am going to describe each type of the software and uses. System software. System software set of program especially designed for performing the tasks such as controlling the computer hardware. As per the name, system software. System software is a set of program that especially designed, especially developed to control the hardware, to control the computer system and utilize the resources and help to application software to solve a specific problem. Means system software, as per name, system software is a software that control all hardware of the computer system and utilize the resources to help application software to solve a specific problem. So it, in other words, we can say system software that work for the system only. For what? To hardware, for the computer only. It work for machine only. System software, as you have seen in the chart, include three components, three type. System software is three type: operating system, language processor, and utility software. So now we are going to learn what is operating system. Operating system is a system software that act as a supervisor inside in the computer system. Operating system is a system software that act as a supervisor inside in the computer system. It manages all hardware and software. It manages all hardware and software, input, output, processing, all the activities of the computer system. Even input, output, data processing, flow. So in other words, we can say operating system is a type of system software that operate and control all hardware and all installed software of the computer system. Hardware and software both. Operating system control all hardware and software both. Without operating system provide the platform to run all other software. Without operating system, we cannot install any kinds of the application software. Firstly, we have to install operating system, then you can install any type of application software. So it always provide the platform to install all other softwares. And just now you have learned control all hardware, controlling processing, file management, data flow, memory. so many job that is done by OS. It provide the main role of the operating system for the user. Operating system act as an interface between the user and computer. Operating system provide the interface between the user and computer machine. Without operating system, user cannot communicate with the computer system. Now mainly today we are using Windows operating system, Linux operating system, Windows NT, OS2, Linux, Unix, so many operating system we have that we are using. Mobile also having operating system, that is Android. You are very familiar with the mobile, that is Android. Mac, Apple company using Mac operating system, and maximum mobile phone Android based, and there are so many version, Lollipop, KitKat, so many version there. So Android is operating system that work for the mobile and tablets. Function of an operating system. I want to show you all what are the function, what are the job that is performed by our operating system. Memory management, processor management, file management, device management, input output management, secondary storage management, security, command interruption, networking, communication management, job scheduling, so many I have given here 11 function. I want to describe one by one in very short. Memory management. The memory is controlled by operating system. Sometime, suppose that we are storing the data in the computer system, and we can see a message at the taskbar, insufficient memory. It means operating system check the sufficient memory is having to store the data or not. Sometime you can see in the drives that will become as a red color. It means that this drive is going to flow full. How much is left? How much is used? So it means overall memory controlled by the operating system. Processor management. When we pass the instruction to process, it may we have number of job that we have sent to produce the result, but as we know, a microprocessor always process a single job at a time, cannot two job parallelly, a single job at a time. It means only one program, only one instruction can be processed by the computer system. So processor management, suppose that 10 jobs we have sent to produce, that will be stored in the buffer. and one by one in the form of queue, one by one job taken by the processor from the buffer and processed and produce the result. So, job processor management is controlled by the operating system. Now, file management. Any data that we want to store in the computer system, that will be in the form of files. So, any data that we want to save in the hard disk, in the CD drive, in the pen drive, that will be done by and controlled by the operating system. Even if you want to delete any file or program from the computer system, that is also acted by operating system. Any file, folder, if you want to create in the CD drive, in the hard drive, that is done by the operating system. Device management. Just now I have explained all the hardware controlled by the operating system. It means all devices that we have connect with the computer system is controlled by the operating system. Means keyboard, mouse, printer, scanner, all the device controlled by the operating system. Any application, just before I have explained, any application cannot use any hardware, any device directly. Any hardware used by operating system. I/O, input output. I/O management means input output management. Any instruction is given by the user throughout the keyboard or mouse is controlled by the operating system. Next, secondary storage management. Secondary storage, primary storage. As we know, memory is two types, primary memory and secondary memory. And shortly I want to explain. As we know, memory is two types, primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory is RAM and ROM. Secondary memory is hard disk, CD drive, floppy disk, pen drive, DVD, memory card, etc. So, any memory device, any storage device that you have connected with the computer system is controlled by the operating system. Suppose that any data, if you want to copy from the computer and you want to copy in the pen drive. So, copy and paste, transferring the file, moving the file from one memory to another is controlled by operating system. Next, most important job is security. Our computer system secured by OS, username and password, firewall. There is so many options to secure our computer system. Command interruption. Command interruption in sense, operating system interrupt the work time to time. Interrupt the work, interrupt the job time to time. Example A, we have given two files for the printing. The first file that we have sent to take the printout, we have given the print command. First file, that is 100 page. Printer will start the printing. Just after few seconds, I have also given a print command for the second file, that is single page. Now, according to queue, first file, that is 100 page, and second one single page. 100 page, first one 100 page, and second one single page. You will see after few seconds, a single file, the single pages file that you have given to take the printout will be print out. It will be print, and first one will be pause for the few seconds. So, command interruption as per the size of the job, time of the job, your command will be interrupt. Example, if we are performing any task that is 2 hours, if we are going to perform, if we are doing any job that is 2 hours, in between a emergency urgent work that is for the 1 minute, so we can pause the 2 hours job for the 1 minute and process the second one, that will take 1 minute. Next is networking. If you want to connect 2 or more computer with us in the network controlling, communicating is done by operating system. If your operating system not performing very well, you cannot configure the computer system with the network. Communication management. Data transferring from one device to another is done by computer system. So, communication management. Suppose that if we want to communicate to another person, if I am talking in English, such second one also must be knowing the English. And the same as computer system, if a computer sending the data in a format, that same format must be accepted by the second one also. Must be sender and receiver, both must be using same platform, same system. If first one is using another system and second one is using another system, it means communication cannot be successful. Job accounting. How many jobs, how many programs running current time in our computer system, that is controlled by operating system. Job accounting means in current time, how many programs executing, how many programs are in the enable mode, in the running mode in the computer system, that is accounted by operating system. This topic I have explained very shortly. In next video I will describe this topic in the long way. type of operating system. There are so many type of operating system. Some name of type of operating system I have given. I have not described all type of operating system in this video because it will take too much time. So in next video I will describe Java of operating system and type of operating system. So these are type of operating system: single user operating system, multi-user operating system, batch operating system, multitasking, time sharing operating system, multi-processing operating system, real-time operating system, distributed operating system, network operating system, and mobile operating system. So these are the type of operating system, and we know the type of means they will perform the type of work for the type of system. They are having different type of system to perform the task over the computer system. Now you have learned what is operating system, job of operating system, function of operating system, and type of operating system. Now I am going to describe language processor. Language processor is a program or software that translate one language into another language. It is also known as language translator. It translates one language into another language. A language processor is a special type of computer software that has capacity to translate the source code of program into machine code. Machine code means binary code. Now it is a technical language. I am going to describe in our language what is language processor. Just now I have explained language processor is known as a language translator. It means it translates one language into another type of language. Suppose that I am a person, I am knowing only English and Hindi. A person that he want to communicate me, he knowing only Chinese and I understand only English or Hindi. So or we can communicate, or I can communicate. No, I am unable to understand Chinese and he is unable to understand English. So there we have required a translator that translates the Chinese language into English and English into Chinese. Then communication will be successful. As we are referring a dictionary. What is the role of dictionary? Example, suppose that we are reading any book. If a difficult word we have find unable to understand, I don't know the meaning of that word, always we are referring the dictionary. So what is dictionary? What act dictionary? Dictionary playing the role as a translator that translate that word in our English language the way then we are able to understand. Suppose that you are going somewhere, we are in UP East, belong to UP East. In South, mostly people are talking in Tamil, and we can communicate in Hindi or English. And there Tamil only. The communication will be successful? No, there is very difficult. So we have used a translator that translate our English into Tamil and Tamil into English. English to Tamil, Tamil to English, then the communication will be successful. So for the computer system, the instruction, the program, the software that developed by the programmer using a computer programming language. So computer programming language will be much similar than English. Computer programming language much similar as English. The source code, the program that we have written, that will be fully in English. But we know our computer system understand only binary language. So our program that we have written unable to understand by the computer system. Computer system doesn't understand the source code that you have written in the programming language. So there is most important role of our translator that translate the program into machine language, that is binary language. Then computer system understand your program and execute and produce the output. Means without translator, any program, any software cannot be executed. See here as a image, high level language program. You have used any, you have written any program using C, C++, Java or Python. Then translator translate the program into machine language, machine program, that is known as binary language. Then your computer system understand your source code and produce the output. Language translator is three type: compiler, assembler and interpreter. Now we are going to learn all these three type of language translator. What is compiler? Compiler is a program or software that translates the all source code of high level language into machine language or binary language. Machine language in sense binary language, understand it. Machine language is binary language. So compiler क्या है? What is compiler? Compiler is a program or software that translate the all source code of high level language into binary language at once. Means a program that you have written, that may be a single page program or 1000-page program. Worried about. Compiler take all the 1000-page source code of high level language and translate at once into binary language. But here is the one point. When compiler want to translate the all source code of high level language into machine language, if a single mistake, any error, any bug in your program, compiler unable to translate your program into machine language. Error will be occur, error will be produced by the compiler. You have written a program of the 1000 page. If a single error, if any problem in your program, compiler unable to translate your source code into machine language, a error result is produced by the compiler. You have done here mistake. Your mistake is this, you have done it. So again you have to be recorrect and again compile. When your compiler compile the whole source code and convert into machine language successfully, then your program will able to execute. Then you will execute your program and produce the result. Now, assembler. Assembler translate only assembly language. Nowadays we are not using assembly language, but earlier low level language was there. Today we are using mostly high level language. So assembler translate the source code of assembly language. Assembly language means low level language. Assembler translate the assembly language into machine language. So assembler is a program or software that translates the source code of assembly language into machine language or binary language. Next, interpreter. Interpreter is also a program or software that translates source code of high level language into machine language line by line, not at once. The difference between compiler and interpreter is their compiler translates the whole source code of high level language at once into machine language. Their interpreter translates the source code of high level language into machine language line by line, not at once, line by line. Interpreter allows computer to interrupt, understand what the software program needs computer to do, what task to perform. Means interrupt means interrupt the job as per requirement of the computer system. Suppose that you have developed a program of 10 lines of the source code. So your interpreter interrupt your code as per the requirement of the computer system. Firstly execute first line, then as per requirement it may be execute sixth line. So interrupt the job. Example, in a classroom, teacher can ask any question to any student, or it is compulsory to ask the question sequentially one by one? No. Anytime, any question to any student, it means it is interruption. Same as interpreter, any job, anytime, as per requirement of the computer system is done by interpreter. Now we are going to learn utility software. Utility software, often referred utility, it is a system software that designed to help analyze, configure, optimize or maintain the computer system and enhance computer performance. Means it is extra software, extra program for the computer system that increase the performance of computer system. It's not compulsory to use the utility software, but if you are using the utility software in your computer system, then it increase the performance of the computer system, optimize the work of computer system, maintain your computer system. Means it is utility, extra performance for the computer system. Some of the example I have given as a utility software: antivirus. Not compulsory to use the antivirus in the computer system, but if you have installed, it means your computer system will be protected. Hacker or cracker cannot hack your computer system. Your computer system cannot be affected by the virus or malware. Screensaver. If you have used screensaver, when your computer system will be in the sleep mode, a program will be displayed at the screen. Disk defragmenter. Disk defragmenter is a tools utility program of in the Windows that disk defragment means disk defragmenter. It collects the all files at one place and space at one place. I want to focus example. Suppose that a memory that is 1 GB. You have utilized 10 GB memory or 9 GB, sorry, a memory you have used for 1 GB, and in 1 GB you have used up to 1000 MB. After using 1000 MB, you have deleted some of the files. So the file that you will delete or sequentially you will delete? No. The files that not longer required, not required in the future, that file we will delete. First file, 10th file, 20th file, we have deleted. It means space will be in between the file that we have delete. It means we have created the space, but space will be in between. Some space at the first place, then 10th place, then 20th place, then 50th place, means in between we have space and files. So disk defragmenter collect all the file at one place and space one place. Disk defrag. Frag means expand, defrag means collect. Disk cleanup programs. Disk cleanup program, it is also tool of Windows that cleanup. Cleanup means remove unnecessary program that is not longer required. So disk cleanup clean the programs of files from the computer system that we have not used from the long times. So it will show the warning information, these files are program you have not longer used from 2 months, 3 months. By using disk cleanup, we can remove, we can clean that files that not longer required. So using these utility programs, we can enhance, we can increase the performance of our computer system. Not compulsory, but if you have utilized the utility software in computer system, it means the computer system performance will be increased. Now we are going to learn application software. Application software, any program, any software or group of program that is used by the user means user utilize any software or program to solve the user oriented problems, that is known as application program, applicable by the user. User utilize any program or software to solve the user oriented problem, that will be known as application software. And this and application software is any program or group of program that designed or developed for the end user. For whom? For the end user. End user means we are the user. Means if we are using any software or program to solve the user oriented problem, our self problem, so that software that we will use to solve our problem, that software will be known as application software. In other words, application software is kind of program that enable the user or programmer. We are user. Application software is kind of program that enable the user to perform some specific task or operate computer system. We are a user. And if we want to use computer system, definitely we will use any application software. Without application software, what we will do in the computer system? So, user always use application software to solve the user oriented problem. How many type of application software? Application software generally 3 types. In some of the books you will see 2 types: general purpose, special purpose. But here I want to describe, nowadays you have 3 types of application software, that is general purpose application software, it is known as ready-made application software. Application software is 3 types. First one, general purpose application software. It is also known as ready-made application software. Second one, a special purpose application software. And third one, customized application software. Now all 3 types of application software we are going to learn one by one, and I am going to describe it. General purpose software, general purpose application software is type of application software that can be used for a variety of tasks. It is not limited to one particular function. Means general purpose, the software that is generally used by any kind of the working environment, not for the specific for particular organization, for the particular system. Any organization, any user can use general purpose application software. Means the same type of software can be used by the engineer also and doctor also, teacher also, students also. So if any software, teacher also using, students also using, doctor using and engineer using, so that software will be general purpose. Means it perform the more than one type of the task, used by the many type of the many type of working environment. This type of software can be brought of this self. These are several good reasons using this type of ready-made software. Easily we can purchase from the market and install in our computer system. There is so many reasons why the general purpose application software is good? It relatively cheap, no more cost. You have to pay few hundred or few thousand and purchase the application software and solve your problem. Cost effective, it relatively cheap means no more amount is required to purchase. It is readily available in the store and on the internet and can be installed quickly and easily. Example is antivirus, ready-made, available at the store. Go there, purchase and install in your computer system. That is ready-made. MS Office, available, pay the money, purchase the software, install in your computer system and use it. So, no more time is required. You have given the order, so shopkeeper will say, no, I have not ready, so I will give tomorrow or day after tomorrow. No, because it is this type of software already ready-made. You have to pay the money and purchase and use that software. It is thoroughly tested, so there is no little chance of it having any serious error. Means that ready-made software already ready-made, already made, tested, utilized. So less chance occur the error in the ready-made software because it is used by the thousand or million users. So after utilizing the million users, there is minimum chance of the error in the ready-made software. Example, MS Word. We are using today. So how many error we have got? No, because it is used by the millions user in the Word. So after utilizing so many user, every user will give the feedback to the Microsoft and Microsoft start the resolve the problem of the user. So one day become a perfect MS Word software, that is no chance to got the error. It is well supported with a lot of books and online by the online help about the use of it. If you have purchased ready-made software, sometime how we will use the software, it is very big problem. If ready-made software you have purchased, the help how you will use that software, that help is provided by the company, online or by the book. Means fully support system by the company to utilize that software and resolve by the any kinds of the problem by the company. Suppose that if you are using MS Office, if you have any problem, any error, you can send your error to the Microsoft. Microsoft support system will provide the full support to you to resolve your problem. So MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Tally, these are the general purpose. MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, these are the general purpose software. Here some ready-made software, some general purpose software I have shown in the table. Application software name is given. Example, name of in this type application software, for what the name of application software, example means name of software, purpose, what is the work of these operating system. Suppose that database package, MS Access, Lotus, these are the database software that store large amount of data in computer system. Next is spreadsheet package, MS Excel, that is developed by the Microsoft, ORG Calc, Lotus 123, word processing soft package, MS Word, Word Perfect, and one another. Now desktop publishing, MS Publisher, Adobe, PageMaker, Page Plus, graphic package, Paint, Paintbrush, CorelDRAW, Photoshop, these are the computer aided designing, 2D designing, AutoCAD, TurboCAD, so many. So these are the some software that is ready made. You can purchase and utilize. Now, a special purpose. A special purpose application software is type of software that created to execute one specific task, only one type of task, not more than one type. A special purpose. Perform the special task, specific task, such as camera app of the mobile, can take the video, can take the snapshot, can take the image from your camera. A game, suppose that chess, so you can play only chess game in the computer system. Chess game app application software, so it will, you can play only chess game. Camera app only take the video or image. So these are the special purpose software, perform the special type of the task. Customize. Customized application software always designed and developed on the basis of user-oriented problems for the particular organization, for the particular system. It means if any software that is customized, that will work for the particular system, for the particular organization. So this type of software always developed by the programmer or software developer for the particular system only. Example, school management software. So school management software is not ready made. It is designed or developed by the programmer that perform the task for the school only. Hotel management, for the to perform the task, to compute, optimize the job of hotel. Railway reservation, this type of software designed for the ticket booking, for the reservation, ticketing, ticket cancelling, preparing the charts, so many. So only for the railway reservation. Next one, banking software. This type of software that work for the only banks. So this type of software are generally used by the general person. No, banking software used by the bank only. Railway reservation software used by the only railway only. And school management software used by the school one another. Retail management software. Today you can see, if you are going to purchase anything from the shop, you are getting the printout, bill receipt. So they are using retail management software that perform the task for the retail only. So we have nowadays, we have type of customized software that are developed and designed by the programmer or software developer for the particular system only. Now, thank you. And please subscribe my channel to get the notification when I will upload any new video. Thank you.